Enterprise Management 360.
Wake up in the morning, I got blockchain on my mind.
Oi.
Welcome to the 4th episode of Tech Chat. I'm Ross.
I'm Tom.
Today we're going to be speaking about how enterprises are adapting to new technologies.
And before we do, please get involved, send us messages, please contact us if you want to get involved in the conversation. You can talk to us about any topics you might want us to mention in the Tech Chat, and we'll respond to any questions you might have about Tech Chat itself.
And if you're interested in generating leads for your business, visit the Tell Us Your Audience page. We can generate MQLs and SQLs for you, distribute your content around Europe, APAC, and North America.
So what's been going on with the week, Ross?
I'm glad you asked. There's been a report from Algorithmia recently that said that 80% of organizations are now investing in AI. Well, in the past, we've spoken a little bit about the disruptor mantle and how companies are now struggling to invest in things like blockchain. It's kind of interesting to see this huge report, which is saying that there's actually been a 25% growth in adoption for machine learning just in the past year.
See, I don't want to speak too early about this because actually, according to this Algorithmia report, there's been complaints from data scientists that there's been lack of clarity from the management. Apparently, most of the efforts are actually going into deployment, infrastructure, and data engineering, which means only about 25% of the efforts are going into training and iterating these models. This means only 8% of the respondents to the survey do feel like their machine learning programs are actually sophisticated.
Well, it's a really interesting topic. It's very confusing. And I think it's probably best for us to actually speak to an expert about this. And that's why today we have a very special episode for you guys.
Yeah, we're actually going to speak to Ryan Fay, who's the global CIO of ACI Specialty Benefits. He's also been listed in multiple lists as one of the top 5 most influential CIOs and as one of the top 10 most influential blockchain people. Actually, I think that's him calling now. Hello? Ryan, you there?
Hi, Ryan. It's nice to speak to you today.
Great to speak to you as well. Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to talk about this exciting time right now in the industry.
Great. So tell us a bit about ACI Specialty Benefits and your role in it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So ACI Specialty Benefits is a global business provider for benefits. Essentially, we provide many services that focus on engaging the new workforce, driving business performance, and essentially helping customers improve employee retention, productivity, and performance. So through acquisitions and organic growth, ACI's business has expanded into new verticals and marketplaces. And part of that has been coupled with this rapid expansion of the global economy. So that's created huge opportunities for ACI. So in my current role, I'm responsible for leading global business and technology strategy for our entire portfolio. As a global CIO, I lead a team of multidisciplinary technology staff that's spanning 170 countries, communicating in 180 different languages. And by expanding our business via acquisition, my team's grown exponentially. So this has really helped drive innovation, which I believe creates smart teams.
So through this gigantic growth that you've managed to see throughout your time at ACI Specialty Benefits, what have you noticed about the state of enterprises' technology strategies at the moment? Are people reacting intelligently to tech, and what emerging technologies are making an impact at the moment?
Yeah, so first of all, I believe that every business decision today is being shaped by technology, as it has the power to transform markets, relationships, and processes. And there's currently a paradigm shift that's happening within this enterprise technology landscape, and that's driving, I'd say, innovation at both ends of this business spectrum. So this new shift is creating huge digital advances, which in turn have significantly helped companies differentiate their core product offerings. And there's also this as-a-service business model that's happening as well. And now one can shift more innovation, and they can essentially focus on innovation and less on preservation. So that's helped a lot of companies essentially be able to produce a richer product offering, with a faster time to market, and also expanding a lot of the functionality that's catering to these additional markets, and thus this is encouraging more of a winner takes all dynamic. So at this time, there are now more opportunities for smaller companies to focus on this specialization of customers and product segments, if you will. And that's all thanks to these technology advancements. Companies can deliver services at increasingly lower cost, while consumers can quickly find services that perfectly match their business needs at that specific moment in a consumption-based model.
And I wanted to speak about an article that basically was last year, breaking down difficult concepts like cryptocurrency, initial coin offerings, and decentralized applications. I personally found it to be super helpful and clear, and it was something many enterprise-level decision makers should read. Are there concepts you think would benefit all CIOs in the tech industry?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think I get a lot of calls from friends and colleagues asking me about blockchain use cases. And if they should partake in, X ICO, if they should be turning this app into a D app, decentralized application, or if they should be, looking at and evaluating blockchain. So I wrote that quick article breaking down a few complicated points into bite-sized pieces that CLO folks could essentially digest to have an educated understanding of the current landscape. So I've been personally really interested and involved in blockchain and distributed ledger technology since roughly 2009. And it's come a long way over the last decade, but I still don't see a lot of blockchain in mass adoption. And part of the reason for this, I believe, is because blockchain use cases were really not, accurate representation of a realistic blockchain deployment. And what I'm trying to convey here is that there's a lot of use cases that have no need for blockchain, in fact. And using blockchain would only add unnecessary complexity to the end product. And I understand why many want to jump on this train, bandwagon out of FOMO or, fear of missing out, or to just inform their board of directors that they're now using blockchain. But by doing so in an unrealistic or maybe uneducated fashion, it's only causing frustration and bottlenecks down the road.
I really liked what you said about finding good use cases and how a lot of bad cases can make some companies skeptical to change. And particularly because a lot of companies can find themselves liable to being disrupted without doing anything to adapt to emerging technologies. And
right.
That was one of the really big sort of keywords and buzzwords that floats around and scares people.
I think it's easy to jump onto a trend as well, especially when you start seeing a load of other people using it, thinking, hey, this is something I need to jump onto without even making the observation, as Ryan said. Yeah.
So Ryan, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been incredible. Before you go, is there any advice you want to give to anyone getting into business and technology strategies in particular?
So what I normally do, 5 days before strategy meetings, I'll email my team an open-ended question about a vision of the project and a loose definition of what I define as success. The team is then encouraged, to think for themselves and come up with their own vision and definition of what a successful project would look like to them. So this allows all the folks on the team to think about what they would like to bring to a successful outcome of the project. And I believe a diverse team is a great team. So with that, it's easy to quickly change a strategy in a room, even if it's, and create a strategy, if you will, in the room, even if it's the same strategy I would have presented to the group. This process allows the entire team to think, take the time to think about the important items. And then this generates buy-in and trust, thus creating a shared strategy that we can all work towards with a common goal. So those are just a few areas that are top of mind, but I really appreciate the time today, and it was great chatting with you all.
Yeah, it's been fantastic talking to you, and I feel like Ross and I have both learned quite a lot for two people that are just getting started in the tech industry. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Ryan. I thought that was an amazing episode.
Yeah, it was really engaging and I feel like I learned a lot.
Yeah, me too. For more amazing white papers,
Podcasts,
tech events,
videos,
news,
and forums,
visit EM360tech.com, subscribe to our YouTube channel, contact us on social media, and we hope to see you next week, folks.